This is Steve H. Sackman's office, which is in here, and you can't miss it, Othello, Washington. The COVID-19 is a serious matter. As you can see, the increments of Mr. Steve H. Sackman's arrangements of array service here at Steve Sackman's office. The COVID-19 is a move on to a moderated uptaking overlook with a deposit inquiry with the OOMPA Bank, which is going to be May 6th is the big day. Jay Inslee, the mayor, the mayor in corporate with Jay Inslee, and Jay Inslee is the governor, and the governor administration office is in the civic COVID-19 prognosis on the administration rights. The COVID-19 is a serious matter. And the COVID-19 is a serious matter. And the circumstances, you can see the array of arrangement here at the now the COVID-19 is expanded to the administration office for the March presidential campaign at Sackman's. This is administration office. There's a city hall across the street. As you can see, the sheriff and also the sheriff that got fired and the police officer got fired for their implements for their services for running exercises and getting water and COVID-19. You know, I got a blood test results and signed documentation for a long distance traveling from the Frederick Courthouse to the Franklin County, Pasco, Kennewick, Richland, Benton County Justice Department, and that's Annie Miller's office. So their services and increments were not needed anymore. Restraining orders and services increments, that's $75 for that document. That's Carol J. BENZEL, Superior Court Judge Dixon at the administration office. And Superior Court Judge Dixon is Superior Court Judge Dixon is the Superior Court Judge. He's a Superior Court Judge in Adams County. Adams County is the most Superior Court Judge. He has most convictions and services for Superior Court, which is moderated by the administration office. They have the bookkeeping services here. Administration, bookkeeping, and also the money that put in the deposit OVA Bank, U.S. Bank, here in Othello, Washington. And the services increments for the increments. And that's across the street and also on the sidewalk. And on the sidewalk for those increments. Processing and updating their services, as you can see. The City Hall, you see, City Hall entranceway has to the entranceway, you have City Hall entranceway, and they have information on I have no weapons all. I'm in the courtroom 7 days a week. We're in the courthouse. There's also a Frederick Courthouse, C Street. Tabra Wallace is number 56. He's the lawyer attorney, and he retains $10,000, and he retains the counting or information of the audit system for the business at Cimaron 5 IC, which carries the services right across the street. The credit card, checkbooks, and then also inquiry manifest records, Department of Licensing, and Mr. Secretary State of Kim Wyman, the UBI number, and in fact the annual certificates, business banquet party, restaurant, bar, motel, banquet party, restaurant, bar, motel. That's moderated by the city that has implemented the sewer water by Bonnie and Yvonne Hernandez. COVID-19 is a serious matter, since you can have any discussion being exposed to it, there's a $1 million, $2 million exposure to it. There's a 4 million testing increment, and that broke. That record's been broke. And the fastest, quicker, and also the moderated systems for equipment, and $30 million donated to the administration office and Microsoft component, which is Bill Gates, for their tools and accessories, and also implements of all the vessels and implementing. And the USS Comfort, also the military status services that Mr. Governor Jay Inslee has been partaking in his serious matters. 719 is a serious matter. This is 7110 Benton County Justice Department. That's 71110 Okanagan. And that's the coroner's office. Now, Jay Mueller, Amy Mueller, and also Frank Musco and the Mueller's Funeral Home has a COVID and human resources dispute to how to get rid of bodies, detained bodies, COVID exposure bodies, people that are died and deceased. That's hospice, home care services, Coventry House. Coventry House is one of the matters. Coventry House is such of a matter. Coventry House, and also Avalon, and also Basin Retirement Center in Freda, Washington, which is a Freda courthouse, right in the parking lot. The administration office carries out inquiries, manifest records, and the sheriff and their increments to visit Eddie, the prosecutor of Adams, Ridgeville County of District Court, Carol J. Benzel, which is on YouTube. Mr. Police and police staff members also, Mrs. Sackman, Mr. Sackman, Steve Sackman, and the Ray of the District Court. And I'm on the sidewalk. I got body cams, requests for body cams. Mr. Eric D. Olson, he owns property, owns house developments, and also there's lumber yards in the area. In the lumber yard, it's pro-built. Now it's builder first source and First Street. So on that concrete line where they remodeled and redone the concrete liners and the concrete and laid the asphalt and also redone First Street, all these individuals at the storage facilities and serve clients and clienteles and also homes and buying homes, and they're moving to homes, and they are on rebuilding homes, and an array of processing and moving to a new home. Baby boomers, they have children and they're moving into a home, and they have increments of retrieving this body cam. There's no law of being on the sidewalk, and there's no law of possessing any kind of devices. And that's your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment. You know, all these services, no warrants, outstanding warrants for arrest, and this thing got out of hand pretty much. Now the sheriff getting handed a document, which is the document in the courtroom. That's Eddie, prosecutor of Adams County, which is behind the sheriff's office on Highway 26, John Deere Evergreen Implement. That's Bruce and the parts store, and John Deere Evergreen Implement for the 956 Sputnik, Lockwoods, and BTB, and also the Lockwoods, and also the Milestones, and the discs, and also the PTO, HPT, and the PTO, and the hydraulic hoses that connect to the Lockwood, Sputnik, Lockwoods, and Blackfoot ordinances. These generate the carts and also the harvesters, increments for this array of arrangement. That's Andy Miller at CO Benton, Washington, U.S. 509-735-3591. That's Mr. and Mrs. Sackman, and also Mr. Melissa. Miss Melissa McKnight, that's served for Freda, and also Dano and Stephanie Garth Dano at the prosecutor's office for Freda, Washington courthouse. That's George Washington House, and that's Tabler Law. And this is Stephen A. Sackman. This is the arrangement services increments. As you can see, COVID-19 is a serious matter. Mr. Donald Trump and 8131 headquarters, Kennewick, Washington, carries off the districts off the district in Spokane, Seattle, and Tacoma. Also here in Richland, the federal courtrooms, which this is what the case is. It's Samurai 596. That's Mir Singh Nijjar, AJM, Singh S-A-N, Nijjar, and IJJAR. And that's that's Sunny Farms, which was engulfed in flames. The weeds were caught on fire, and it was recorded. Every bit was recorded. We don't shop at Walmart. We don't deal with Walmart. And corporate, that's it. But this is COVID-19. Now, COVID-19 is a serious matter, so the increments for Bill Gates Foundation, that $300 million, partake in that service for the increments and intercepting an array of this virus. That's seriously things at CBHA, and that's the People bus, and that's Kathy, and her array of the COVID-19. It's a serious matter. As you can see, she's going to be collecting her retirement, and she'll be getting her vacation pay pretty soon because May 6th is going to be the debut of an opening event for services all through the state. And the 37 states is all the other states that connects with the headquarters here in Washington State and Olympia, Washington. Jay Inslee and also Mr. Secretary Kim Wayman have arranged the services or increments in COVID-19, which is a serious, serious matter. The sheriffs and the sheriff deputies said they're victims. They ain't the victims. I'm the victim. All circumstances seeing of array of the people and customers and clients and clientels and business owners and ranchers and farmers, and the farm bill has been paid in 18 years in advance. $300 million been put towards the COVID-19 virus, and they've been exposed, and the ones that have been exposed have been under the wing of care. For their services in our Microsoft Component Services and also increments, serving the Sheriff's Office and Mrs. Eddy, prosecutor of District Court and Superior Court. That's Dixon. I spent a week with Dixon and Superior Court, staff members, assessors, officers, records division, and all district, municipal, and superior and appeals office, and superior matters and chief justice department, and their array of appeals in district, Seattle, Tacoma, and Richland, Washington, which is Benton County Justice Department. Andy Miller's office. Andy Miller at CO Benton, Washington, U.S. 509-735-3591. Mr. J. Police, 190 East Main, Miss Police, Jessica Rodriguez, and also Yvonne Hernandez and Bonnie, which is City Hall. Here at 509-488-5686. That's sewer, water, and Vista Utilities. And also banquet party arrest. And application forms are filled out and accurate to the T with Yvonne and Bonnie's assistance. Now there's Trish, and also there's Valerie, and there's, of course, don't forget the services of the assisting dispatchers in Moses Lake, Washington, also the Moses Police Department, accepting the COVID-19 as a serious matter. Now, Kurt, he's been working for the dispatch unit for the Othello Police Department for a long, long time. Since the array of the burning down Mr. Sean Logan's house, Chevron gas station down, and the Cimaron 5 INC, and Sunny Farms. Called 911, dispatch gave them the license plate number, license plate of the individual before any fire broke out anywhere. Any shape of shape, time, form, calling state patrol units, dispatchers, and almost Moses Lake Police Department. And remember, you need to require a phone call when they try to arrest you, detain you for no reason, just like they did on Sunday at the sheriff's office, prosecutor Eddie. And I said, well, you can go ahead and put me in a holding cell and an array, and I'll call the prosecutor, and I'll also call, of course, Sean Logan, Jim Logan, administration officer, and Andy Miller, and also Governor Jay Inslee, and Secretary Kim Wayman, and also the prosecutor of Moses Lake, Washington, Grant County, Mr. Jennifer, and also the assistant, she's a receptionist, and then Garth Dano, prosecutor of Grant County, and have them come to the jail facility and also the courtroom and have you served. And have you served in the state of Washington as incurs civic COVID-19 is a serious, serious matter. I have no warrants out, saying warrants, and no warrants at all. And what came out of my mouth is running back. Go ahead and run out my, I have no record, record at all. I got state documentation with seals on it, stating my Social Security office increments in any way, shape, and form of providing services with my lawyers, Brandon West, Mr. McKinnon, and on Olive Street, and they're dispatching calls all the time. If any array of police officers coming towards me in any array of shape and form, because I'm feared from danger, being attacked twice, December 3rd of 2018 and 2019, September 27th on a Friday. You gotta wait till it's pitch dark, no cloudy, foggy, rainy, snowy, they'll find instant. I'll go to DH CPS office and turn you in on footage, which I have a solid case. Any case of matter being hit by a vehicle, get some therapy, go to Gold's Gym, go train and have increments with the training facilities. And of course, Rozzy is the best training facility. Now she's in the dietitian area, Mrs. Rozzy. And also the other administrators in Kennewick, Washington at Gold's Gym. Their services increments on running increments of a compound facility, water, aquatics, and a cardiovascular program for dietitians and the services for the power lifting movements and cardiovascular program, long range movements, and also water. Corporations, the Ironman contest, World Man Strong contest, professional football auxiliary AFC 50-yard dash, 40-yard dash, 100-yard dash, and the mile. And increments on the gold medal, silver medal, the bronze medal. And those increments that they have the COVID-19 is a serious matter. As you can see, the increments on the solitude of fellow Washington, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, statistics is 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Now they're tested to accurate to T for the results. I have blood and the hair follicle and increments of CBHA and also the dental methicillin and of course, the representatives for the medical fields and the services CBHA, Samaritan Hospital, KGH, Kennewick Hospital, Cadillac Hospital, Richland, Washington, and Lady Lord's, Pasco, Washington, and the Lord's Medical Facility, and Mr. Andy Miller himself, Mr. James Lee, Donald Trump, and Ivanka Mumu Ganja, and also Lola Hernandez and Lola Hernandez having increments, Roberta Barela, increments, hopefully Roberta Barela and Lola Hernandez with the VOC. So they're increments of the cancer program, the Corrado building, and fighting cancer from the breast to the lung to the brain, and also into removing the kidney stones from the arteries, and it became breast, and then lung, and it became the kidney stones into the breast, and also to the lung, into the brain. So any of those case matters, increments of a Chase Bank, U.S. Bank, Open Bank, Bank of America, and also the Federal Reserves, at $35 million in account through $300 million towards the COVID-19. Microsoft program increments for their services, the promised increments. And they're married. Mr. Bill Gates and Donald Trump, they're married. She got married, they got married, and the divorce settlement, that's Annie Miller's office, that's $2 billion for district, municipal, and district, and Superior Court, and Supreme Court Justice Department. Gonzaga University was built with the increments of these hands. Mueller's for your home, the expanding the pond, the mausoleum, the ponds, and contracting for the COVID-19 increments from the coroner's office, 7112, 7110, West Okanagan Place, coroner's Bank County Coroner's Office, which is in our parking lot, and increments of promising, of course. And that settlement is only $2 billion, which will now is remodeling, which is a big hole where they're more, of course, Amir Singh, Nijjar, the mother and father, and also the siblings, immediate family member, grandma and grandmother, immediate family members, and the real mother and real father of George Washington's house. As you can see, this is George Washington's house, and the Tamil law firm, and also retaining all the $10,000 in increments for processing equipment and access equipment, Microsoft components, and also equipment, toner, jet, ink cartridges, and fax equipment, and paper and documentation, black and white, and also color. And those services are updated here. As you can see, that sheriff just got served, and that's Sunday. And that was Sunday. Today's Wednesday, April 29, 2020. April 29, 2020, Wednesday. And Sunday was that ordeal. Remember, if you need a phone call, you make a phone call, you ask for a phone call. They didn't read your memorandum rights and they arrest you anyways, just like they did. You always have a right to give counsel call to your lawyer, or the prosecutor, or the Washington Bar Association, which is Andy Miller, or also any administration law firm, Washington Bar Association, and also the recollection, and also the body cam that they got on him and increments on the body cam and the vehicle they drove on the squad car number, you give that stuff straight to Andy Miller's office or Secretary of State. Remember, the prosecutor, Dano Garth and Jennifer, or Melissa McKnight, and also the Human Resources Coordinator, you give that document face information. Oh, you got a case. Especially when you get hit by a vehicle across the street. You got the cross street. You're on a crosswalk. You got the right of way. You get hit over by a vehicle. And then, again, you're on the sidewalk. Agency. Of course, intimidation, fact, and you have witnesses all areas if you went. Oh, well, they're going to release you. They're going to release you. Oh, yeah, you're going to release me. You're going to release me. Oh, yeah, I got you on YouTube, Facebook. I got information. You got solid information on your case, you got a case, you know. There's no way buts about that. You don't give that information to anybody but your information. That's your information. And that's your phone call records and requesting for that body cam. That's your right. That is your right.